Well, good afternoon. It is the appointed hour, so I'll call to order the February 28th meeting of the Oklahoma City Riverfront Redevelopment Authority. Item 2 is the items from the chairman. And I will just say briefly, I know I've talked to, I think, almost all of you, or certainly most of you, and we are trying to get the fund at the Community Foundation to the $1 million mark, with the intent of starting to draw the interest out to help with the authorities' financial issues. I can tell you that as of about 2 days ago, I've received commitments, I believe, that will take us to the $1 million. So we'll expand on that later and give you some more details on it, but I think we're getting real close. So, yeah. Item 3 is the minutes from the January 31st meeting. Any additions or corrections?
Move approval.
Cast your vote. Passed unanimously. Item 4 is the consent docket. We have an oil and gas revenue report, which shows it went up a little bit, and the Oklahoma River Corridor events update. Any questions on those? Cast your vote. Passes unanimously. Item 5 is the primary agenda items. Item A is to receive the Oklahoma River Maintenance Projects update.
Mr. Chairman, members of the trust, Sam Sladen with Public Works, who normally makes these reports and does all of our work down on the river, is having some health issues and is going to be out of the office for several weeks. So Jim Llewellyn from Public Works is in charge of the utilities, facilities issues with Public Works, and actually Sam reports to Jim. Jim is going to be making these reports to the trust for the next few weeks, or perhaps months. We'll see. Hopefully it'll be shorter. Nothing against you, Jim, but we've got to have Sam back.
I'll try not to ramble. On our Public Works maintenance facility, if you've been by there, you may have seen all the structural steel is up. They're currently putting the exterior sheathing on, and they've started the interior framing. The storage building is complete. They've got the equipment pad by the shore done, and work for the next month includes finishing the siding and roofing, electrical roofing, mechanical roofing, and interior framing. One item, Public Works is in the process of buying cameras and equipment to enable the staff there to monitor the dams and the hydraulic houses from that site once it's operational. On the May Avenue Dam structural repairs, as you're aware, the last bids came in well over budget. Public Works is looking at ways that we can bring that project back, adjusting the scope, bring it back within budget. We're looking at maybe doing some force account work on the sandblasting and then contracting out the painting. We anticipate rebidding that next year and trying to get the contractor word where the work will be done during the winter again, much as we planned for this year. During the storms on the 19th, there was a lightning strike at Brum Dam, which damaged the radio. Luckily, the radio was damaged, but slated for replacement anyway, so it wasn't really a major operational or budget issue. Any questions?
Okay. Any questions?
Sir.
Cast your vote. Thank you for the update. Item B is to receive an update from City Care on operations and management at Crystal Lake Park. Good things going on out there.
Yes, sir. We hope that good things are going on out there, as opposed to what used to be going on out there.
Won't you give us your name and address for the record, please?
I'm Larry Bross with City Care. Well, I just wanted to let everybody know, are you going to run? This is what, before I start this, and I have a technically challenged here, I have help. We received a grant from the Community Foundation. One of the things we fought out at Crystal Lake, and if you've been out there, is the sandburs. And they have been, just absolutely a thorn in our side.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. Every time we have a group of kids or just even people out there fishing, if they get off of around the dock area, get too far back, the sandbars makes it bad for weddings, bad for picnics. Now, the good thing is we put sod around the pavilion that we built out there, and we have had a couple of weddings, and several people are starting to learn that they can rent it very cheaply. But the sod is extremely expensive, and so what we wanted to do is go out on the southwest corner of the area, about a 2.5 acre area that's just scrub grass and sandbars. And we can spray it with MSMSA, and we've been able to really reduce the sandbar population like that, but you got to have competition. So with our grant, we're going to sprig Bermuda. We have a way to irrigate it, and that can be an all-purpose field for whatever, softball, soccer, or whatever you want to use it for. So it's just part of the ongoing thinking out of the box improvements out at Crystal Lake. This slide right here was about 3 years ago. You're going to see what it looks like now. The only way we could make a trail around there, that was just at the back as it going north, was to put chips on I got the chips for free. We spread them, and so it made kind of a nice path to go around it, but not quite what they have now. Actually, the city actually put these little teepee things up to show people, just to help with the aesthetics out there at Crystal Lake. Our main objective for Crystal Lake is for kids, not just inner city kids, but kids to be able to go out and enjoy the outdoors in the summertime. Our Whiz Kids, which is our tutoring program, we have the kids in the school during the school year, but in the summer, they sit at home and they're playing with their video games, and we want kids to be able to get out and experience nature. And the good thing about Crystal Lake is 15 minutes from any inner city school in town. So we have an ongoing, growing summer camp program out at Crystal Lake. It's all free. We have an archery course. Archery is in more than, I think I read 500 schools now. A tremendous place, an opportunity out at Crystal Lake to expand a good archery facility. We do have it started, and the kids really, really like it. There's some of our Whiz Kids out for what we call Spring Fling. At the end of the school year, all the tutors bring all the kids out, and we'll have about 1,400 people out there with barbecue or hamburgers, and pontoon boat rides, archery, all that good stuff. The kids love it. Just some pictures of the lake. Boy, that dock has been an absolute godsend. It's a wonderful, wonderful dock. The fish feeders are up and running. Bob Martin told us last week. What's next for Crystal Lake? That's when the grant comes in. And I wish they would have showed the trail, because it doesn't look like that chip trail that we have there. The bike trail is being used now. I can't tell you how many people in the summertime are using the bike trail. Hundreds over the weekend use the bike trail. And the word we get, they all love it. It's just been a wonderful thing for our city and for the lake. And so basically that's what's going on at Crystal Lake. Are there any questions?
Any questions?
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much. It passes. Okay. Item C is to accept the annual inventory of the Oklahoma River Rowing and Canoe Kayak Race Course as submitted. This is an annual requirement of them to submit the inventory. Any questions on that?
Accept the report.
Second.
Asked you vote. It passes unanimously. Item D is a first renewal of a lease agreement with the city, the River Trust, and Samuel Owens for cattle grazing on property located, it's on the north side of the river, east of Portland, near the former city police equine center. This is he's had this lease a year. He asked for a renewal on it for the same dollar amount. Any questions on that?
There been any problems during the term?
No.
Any problems
No.
during the term of the lease?
No.
No.
Nothing to know of. Need a motion?
So moved.
Cast your vote, and it passes. Item E is a third amendment to the landscaping, maintenance, and related public amenities lease with the River Trust, the city, and the Boathouse Foundation. This is to allow charge for parking. You have a map included with this that shows where they're talking about doing that. I know Mike's here if you've got any questions on that. I do have one, Mike, if you'll come up, please, real quick. Looking at the map that you furnished with it, there's the sort of small segment on the far east end that'll be public parking. There's no charge
West
on
end,
it.
yes.
Huh?
The west end.
West
yeah,
end.
Yes.
Got to get my...
Yeah.
My question is, with the amount of activities, the rowers and everything else you have going on a daily basis, is that going to be a big enough pad there for it?
Yeah, if they're involved in a program, then we work out, that's part of their program fees is the parking anyway, so it's really more to accommodate the trail users, so there's always an option for people for free parking. Also keep in mind that the intent here is that we charge for parking while the adventures and the whitewater are in operation, so like this time of year it's only weekends, so weekdays there'll be no charging unless there's a special event, and then only during the hours of operation. So,
Okay. All right.
Mike, when we did this before, that line was pushed way back, wasn't it? When we were charging earlier? Was it just?
there was we made a change to that main lot, the Devon Boathouse parking lot, where we took a section and we added additional free parking in that lot in this agreement.
So if they're part of a program, if they're paying dues, monthly, whatever it is, that parking's included
Right.
in that anyway?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just to make sure everybody's clear, in the original lease, they had the ability to charge for parking when people got event permits and special events and so on and so forth. What they're changing here is that they'll be allowed to charge for parking at all times.
I did get a little pushback, and I know from people that wanted to just go down and get a bite to eat.
Yeah, and that's one thing also that our attendants have been very, it's a fine line of trying to manage that, but where we allow people to come in to look around, if they want to just, look at the facility. Also, we're working on a plan with our operator for the restaurant itself, and seeing how we can manage people who just want to eat and reserving some spots for that purpose. It's kind of like, since it's free to walk in and there's no gate fee, having a way to capture some revenue to support the operations, obviously, is what we're trying to do.
Yeah. And if you want to go eat in Bricktown,
Yes.
or go to the movies, you have to pay for
Well,
parking.
it's the arena, the ballpark, the Myriad Gardens, most everywhere there's some form of paid parking. So we're trying to ensure that we have plenty of free options if people don't want to pay, but then also we're trying to be also clear that this is supporting a nonprofit mission and a good cause, and by people doing this, it's helping with the operations. So.
Any other questions for Mike on that one?
Second.
Cast your vote, and it passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Item F is a companion item. It's basically the same effect, but it's amending the lease on the MAPS 3 Whitewater facility, and is for land north of the Whitewater facility, and it will have the same effect as the one you just passed, where they can charge for parking at all times. Any questions on that? Cast your vote. It passes unanimously. about that. Okay. Item G is a resolution. We introduced this last month. This was a resolution to name the building at the Whitewater Center, the Aubrey K. McClendon Whitewater Center at River Sports Rapids. And just to refresh your memory, this is for the building only, the main building. It's not the entire Whitewater River Sports area, or it's not any of the other buildings on the property. This is just the main center. We have a motion and a second. This second public hearing, is there any public want to speak on that? Okay. Cast your vote, and it passes unanimously. Okay. Item 6 is claims. I don't have any, evidently. Item 7 is...
Yeah, it's very refreshing.
Yeah, that's really good. Item 7 is additional items, comment by staff. Doug, you've got a written report here. Anything you want to add to it?
No, sir. I think we had a successful month since our last meeting. We're looking forward to the spring starting up and more activities happening on the river. So we'd like for you to accept the report as written.
Any questions for Doug? Okay. Any comment by trustees? Oh, we need to receive that report. I'm sorry.
Second.
Cast your vote. It passes unanimously. Any comments by trustees? Any citizens to be heard? We are adjourned.